What's going on, guys? Josh here from Polymaths, the YouTube channel that helps you become a modern day Renaissance man. And here I am on the rooftop of my apartment building here in South Korea. And I'm doing a little bit of midday cardio. And I'm not really coming here with too much to say. I just, living in an apartment, as many of you may, there's not a lot of room, there's not a lot of space, and given the fact that it's 36 degrees outside, it's not conducive to going very far away. But I still wanted to do something, and so I guess my point is, you can always find a way to get your business done. You just have to be creative about it, I could have gone all the way to the gym, taken probably anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes just to get to the gym, and then another 15 to 30 minutes to get back. And while I don't mind that most days, today I just wasn't feeling it, but I knew I had to get something in. And so here I am, just on the rooftop. It's a perfect area for me to just walk around in circles. And I can check my Instagram, check my YouTube, do some work on the fly. That's another thing too, depending on what you're doing for your exercise, and I personally believe everybody should do something, both cardio and weightlifting, throughout the week. Depending on what you're doing for your cardio in particular, there are a lot of things that will allow you to multitask, because when you're walking in particular or going upstairs, it doesn't require a lot of brain process on your account. I'm sorry, because you're just walking. Like right now, I'm just walking. So in the meantime, I can take care of some things that I want to do, and that includes talking to you guys. But I used to jump rope a lot, and I still do. I'm just not as much. But when I used to jump rope, I would watch YouTube videos, like inspirational YouTube videos, informative YouTube videos. The point is, one, I was getting my cardio in, which is good for my body, good for my health, good for my mind, because it gets the juices flowing. But also, it allowed me, that was some free time that I could learn some extra stuff. And because I was more focused on the video that I was doing, or the information I was listening to, it allowed me to kind of lose track of what I was doing with the cardio. And so instead of doing 15 minutes of jump rope, which I may have intended to do, I ended up doing 20 or 30 minutes, simply because I lost track of time. So my point here is, while I don't suggest multitasking in every aspect, in every area of your life, there are some times when you can, and also just being able to adapt to situations that are thrown at you. Today, like I said, wasn't really an optimal day for me to go all the way to the gym, time-wise and energy-wise. But coming up here to the top of the roof, which is only a floor or two away, and doing some cardio. At the same time, I have my daughter here. That was another reason I couldn't really go to the gym, because I got to keep an eye on her. She's practicing her taekwondo. Let me see if we can get a shot of her. There she is, right there. And in the meantime, I'm knocking out multiple birds with one stone. So, anyways, I hope everybody's doing well out there. And, as you're developing yourself, as you're trying to reach your fullest potential and become a modern day Renaissance man, just keep in mind that sometimes you're going to have to adapt to situations that are not ideal. Not every day you're going to be able to go to the gym. Not every day you're going to have free time away from your kids, and you have to make a choice. You can either be a bum, which Don't get me wrong, sometimes that's fun, you know, sit down, Netflix and chill. Or you make the choice to get your stuff done despite the obstacles that are being thrown your way. And you're that much better for it. Because the more you can adapt to the situations around you, the better you are, especially in practice mode, the better you are in performance mode. Let me tell you what I mean by that. If you're a speaker and you speak in front of people, and then one day, and you're so used to using optimal scenarios to speak that let's say one day you're sick and you get to the place where you're supposed to go speak, the people that you're supposed to speak in front of, maybe it's an interview or something like that, or a briefing, and you've never spoken under less than ideal circumstances. Well, that's just going to be one more psychological obstacle that you're going now to have to face, because you'll be thinking in your back of your head, because I'm sick, I have all these things. What's going on, honey?
Can I please go downstairs to take a nap?
In about 5 minutes we will, okay? But the point is, even that right there, right? Like I could stop the video, I could quit talking to you guys, totally restart a whole 6-minute video, or I just keep rolling with it. Because in the long run, you have to learn to adapt to interruptions and obstacles. And like I was saying, like that speaker who isn't used to speaking when they're a little bit under the weather, or they're not used to speaking when the venue gets changed. Or I remember there have been times when I've been speaking where I've seen other speakers up in front of people, and car alarms start going off outside, and the car alarms are so distracting that they throw people off. And it's actually more beneficial, because then here's what happens when the situation is ideal, then you're that much better when you go to perform. And in powerlifting, because that's another thing I do a lot of, is powerlifting. One of the main tenets of getting stronger is lifting in less than ideal circumstances. So I'll give you a really quick example of that. You know, one of the main movements in powerlifting is deadlifts. And I personally am stronger conventional deadlifting. But I always practice, especially in my warm-ups and my cool-downs, I always practice with different stances aside from conventional. Sometimes I'll do a box deadlift. Sometimes I'll do a sumo deadlift. Sometimes I'll do an extremely wide sumo deadlift. Sometimes I'll change my hand positions, and sometimes I'll even do a snatch grip, which you guys are probably like, what the hell does that mean if you're not a power lifter? But the point is, I switch things around, and many powerlifters do. Sometimes they'll add chains. Sometimes they'll add a deficit, meaning that they're standing on something that's higher in order to create it's more difficult. It's a higher level of difficulty to lift the bar. But what that does is it trains your body to deal with less than ideal situations and to adapt, so that when you do get into an ideal situation, it's that much easier to lift the weight. It's that much easier to give the speech. It's that much easier to write the essay or whatever it might be that you're working on, because you've taught yourself that it doesn't matter where you are, you're gonna get things done, right? So anyways, that's what's been on my mind for today, and I figured I'd get it off my chest. It's ideal for me to talk about it right now, because I am working with less than ideal situation and still making the best out of it. I'm taking some lemons and I'm turning it into lemonade. I'm taking shit and I'm turning it into sugar. So that's my 2 cents for today. Hope everybody is doing well, and catch you guys on the other side. Take it easy.